This poem is called Nothing is a Blessing Undisguised. Some among us claiming that our make-believes confirm us in the very truth of things, and delighting to declare to anyone in earshot the spelling of our secret selves, dare not admit to mindfulness the mind's own stubborn vacancy and refusal to play house. Just as any object can occupy space without being that space, as for example an elephant or one of the moons of Jupiter, so also whatever you may conjure is only that conceit, no more at home in the sea of who you are than a zeppelin stays anchored in the air above New Jersey. A 12-year-old boy once memorized the entire contents of the Cook County telephone directory. I never found out if, as he grew older, he began the difficult task of selectively forgetting much of that awful perfection. If not, all those names and streets and numbers have become by default the epic poem of his days on Earth. It doesn't matter where I look or whether I look at all, with eyes grown dimmer as each successive frame of the feature film of the world flits by. There's little left out there to learn, but I continue to resist the simple lesson stuttered without pause in prose and verse, and in the tired gestures of the rows of true and spurious teachers, each taking a tenured turn and bowing, falling back in time. Sick and old and sad and dead, they call in chorus. You know the score. You knew it all along. You're already one of us. Let down your guard and feel the real world flood in. You have no power to evade the common right. So lean back in your chair and chew the coarse brown bread that's on the table placed in front of you. This one I read here before, but you're new people mostly, so some of you will have to suffer. This is called Busted Apollo, and the reference at the end, forgive me, David, is to a poem by Drabkin, okay, in which he talks about, I have to change my life. This is called Busted Apollo. I took my ego for our usual stroll along the avenue. We soon found ourselves entirely enveloped by a giant festival of all the arts and sciences with dozens of performers whose only purpose seemed to be no more nor less than to entertain the two of us in our splendid and supreme isolation. None of the featured players made the smallest gesture even remotely independent of the observing eye. Naturally, we both came to feel lonely in the extreme. For too many winter seasons, our thin skins had been savaged by the good intentions of generations of quick fixers who earned their various livings denying the reality of time. Taking evasive action, we rushed to cauterize the unchecked musical flood of grief, and silently agreed to once again indefinitely postpone any serious attempt to confront the inexhaustible mystery of our twinship. Now we spend our dwindling days together, sitting hip to hip in the damp sand on the edge of the continent, wriggling our still intact 20 toes in a gently pulsating secondary current of the oil-infested sea, in calm attendance upon whatever epiphany may yet be available to the faint-hearted. At intervals, one of us may be heard to remark querulously, "Did that German fellow ever get around?"